Back in the day when I owned a gym, I used to train for 2 hours at a time, sometimes twice a day. But then my daughter was born, mid-pandemic lockdown no less, and everything changed. Less time, less energy, but even more reason than ever to stay strong and capable. So I asked myself, what's the least amount of training I can do and still make progress? That question didn't just reshape my own training, it reshaped how I coach my clients. Busy people, over 40, juggling work, family and responsibilities, just like me. And it led me to 4 pillars of minimalist fitness. So here's what really matters if you want to train for life, not just likes. The first pillar is resistance training. Hands down, non-negotiable. Whether your goal is strength, longevity, fat loss, injury prevention, or just keeping up with the kids, it all starts with just building and keeping muscle. It's basically the biological savings account for your future. You save money for retirement, do the same with muscle. Because when the chips are down, you'll be living on what you got on the bank, so to speak. Now, this doesn't mean grinding through 90-minute workouts or limping through a grueling leg day. You don't need more time, you need more intention. Superset upper and lower exercises or push and pull exercises together for double the work in half the time. Think high frequency but low volume to allow you to train more often but with less time commitment. 30-minute workouts 4 to 5 times a week. Training muscles more times per week equals more stimulus, but better recovery. The research backs this up, showing that training a muscle 2 to 3 times per week leads to better growth and strength gains than once weekly bro splits, even when total volume is equal. Most of the benefits actually come from the first 4 to 9 sets per muscle group per week anyway, and after that, returns diminish drastically. So don't chase volume, chase consistency. And to be consistent, you've got to stop chasing perfection. You don't need the perfect program, you just need to show up. As the saying goes, when you've got a pile of dirt to shift, it's better to have a shovel. But if you've only got a spoon, you're still shifting dirt. Keep it simple. Pull, hinge, squat, lunge. You want to slowly build up over time. Work close to failure, add a little more resistance or reps when it makes sense. Think of it like brushing your teeth or paying a bill. Just get it done, move on with your day. All right, lifting is a big deal apparently, but if you want to stay mobile, pain-free, and mentally sharp, this next one is just as important. The second pillar is daily movement. I'm not talking about workouts, just movement. Walk, hike, swim, paddle, play soccer with your mates, carry a kid, kick a ball, whatever. The more low-intensity activity you can sneak into your day, the better. When my daughter was a newborn, I'd easily clock an hour or more walking with her in the front pack. But of course that didn't last. The real world came knocking soon enough. Here's the truth. Long, slow movement is powerful, right? But it's hard to find the time to fit it in. And that's where movement microdosing comes in. Short, regular bursts of exercise that you sneak into your day. 10-minute walks straight after meals are fantastic. Squats or push-ups while the kettle boils. Park further away from stores. Take a work call or walking the dog. A few kettlebell swings by the desk. I often set a goal of 100 squats and push-ups throughout the day. Sometimes I get them all done in one hit, but I actually love spreading them out, 10 reps an hour, and it really keeps me feeling kind of energized and alert. 2 to 5 minutes, multiple times a day really does add up. Breaks up all that sitting, it improves your glucose sensitivity, it boosts your energy, cognitive alertness, you'll feel better, you'll think clearer. Alertness, is that a word? And yes, research backs this up. Microdoses of movement throughout the day actually beat harder workouts if those hard workouts were followed by doing nothing at all for the rest of the day. One daily workout doesn't cancel out 23 sedentary hours. There's even a name for it, the active couch potato. So whether you're time poor or just glued to a desk, microdosing keeps you in the game. Now to keep all that daily movement feeling good, you want to add this next piece. The third pillar is mobility. Now I'm not talking about the yoga and a sauna kind, not the 45-minute pre-workout foam rolling torture, just daily maintenance that your joints need to keep moving well. Think of mobility like brushing your teeth. You don't notice the benefit day to day, but if you skip it long enough, it'll show, right? You might not even love doing it. I don't all the time, but just a few minutes a day means you'll get it done. And the research backs up this approach to mobility too. Doing 10 minutes 6 times a week was found to be more effective than a single 60-minute session. Same time, but better results, more consistency, better habit, okay? My approach is like 5 exercises, 1 minute each, 2 rounds, that's 10 minutes, boom. No thinking required. I can knock it out first thing in the morning. I still need to set an alarm to remind myself to do it, but That's what gets it done. You don't have to make it its own session like me. You can slot it into your day by supersetting mobility with your main strength exercises. You can do it while watching Netflix. Break up your desk work, with periodic stretches. Focus on the main joints, hit the hips from all the sitting and driving you're doing. Get the thoracic spine from all that hunching over a laptop. Shoulders 100% because they're just fussy little buggers that love to stiffen up. You don't need to do the splits and crazy circus back bends. You just need to move your joints like you want to keep using them for another 40 years. So your training's dialed, you're moving more, your joints aren't glued together, but there's one last piece that holds it all together. And without it, the whole thing falls apart. The fourth pillar is recovery. Now, let's be clear, you don't get stronger from training, you get stronger from recovering from training. Most people know this, but they're missing it completely. Now, you might be expecting me to bang on about saunas and ice baths and supplements and meditation apps, etc. But the truth is, those are 1% tools. They're nice, but they're not essential. Here's what it is. Sleep, the most underrated performance enhancer on the planet. You want better gains? Don't enhance your creatine timing. Optimize your sleep routine. A cooler bedroom, no caffeine after midday, blackout curtains, fewer screens in the evening, earlier dinners, saying no more often. If you want a simple rule, try the 3-2-1 sleep protocol. That's no work 3 hours before bed, no food 2 hours before bed, and no screens 1 hour before bed. And here's a mindset shift that changed the game for me completely. Don't pursue recovery for recovery's sake. Pursue it for what it does for your sleep. So what I mean by that is use the sauna not to release more heat shock proteins, but because it helps you sleep. Meditate not to be mindful, but to avoid waking at 2 a.m. buzzing with stress. Skip the wine not to be a saint, but because that'll be fewer nighttime toilet trips and better sleep. Okay? Recovery isn't about bubble baths and biohacks. It's about keeping your body and your brain in a place where training actually works. As I tell all my clients, life's already heavy enough, right? Your training shouldn't add to the load. It should help you carry it. So let's wrap this all up. If you're over 40, you're busy, and you're tired of soul-sucking fitness plans that don't fit in your life, here's your minimalist blueprint. Lift 3 times a week, short, efficient, repeatable. Accumulate movement daily, even 5 minutes at a time counts. Get your morning mobility in. 10 minutes a day keeps the arthritis away. And prioritize some bloody sleep. It's about doing less to get more. More consistency, more energy, and more fitness for a regular, busy, but active life. If that sounds good, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.